All right. We've had some exploration. There'll be more after, but we need something really concrete now, and that is your goals. So what is it you'd like to achieve?
This is not concrete. My dream, of course, would be to improve my English so that I can express a meaning and my feeling more or less like it is. That the lack of Christoph between what I think and what I say gets reduced. Of course, it will not disappear. This is the one thing. And the other thing is in written communication. I'm not talking about contracts, this will be others, but in emailing. In my work as a project leader, to be better, more concrete and faster in ordinary email writing. And this is everything from "Dear Gro, nice to hear from you, we'll meet tomorrow," up to summaries and work plans from projects.
Again, there's a wonderful parallel here that matches what you said before, and I'd like to sketch it for you and then to hear your reaction. The emails, efficiency, clarity, professionally related, means to an end. On the other hand, the feeling and the identity and the Christophness in communication.
When you said this, I think there's one more thing. Maybe it is a kind of link between these two things. In my job, I'm also working as a counselor for German. This is the rest of my old work. And a lot of our students are English speaking. And usually when I get an email in English, I do not answer this as the first one. It's the same with project, to feel more comfortable with this.
Good. Yes, I see what you mean about the link. I used the word safe before as well. Comfortable, safe. That is you, and it's professionally efficient and effective. No, I see that as a link. At this point, it might be a good idea to start writing some of the things down, because that way you can start making them concrete. Or draw them, or that paper here. There's also a board. So I don't know if you prefer to draw or write or.
Usually I prefer to have big space and draw
things. And lots of space. Let's see what we can do here. Maybe
it's better for me than the post-its, I think.
Okay.
I can try here and we can take a picture of something.
That sounds really good. I think the overall descriptions that you have that also relate to your self-conception are really important, because from there you can start breaking it down into your actual goals. Whatever you can use to describe keywords or anything else used to describe those larger aspects of your life that you just put words to.
Of my life.
Of your goals. But first thing you started with was goals that were really described overall goals.
Maybe one is communication. Or everything is communication.
And actually,
communication. Express myself, my feelings, This is not perfect English, but
no, that's what you're here for.
And the other thing might be, it has to do with communication too. Clear and structured work-based. No, professional. Don't know if we can use it in English. What I mean is not only in my job, but to be professional.
Yeah.
That
Sure.
not too many mistakes,
Yeah.
not too many misunderstandings.
Yeah.
This email sounds ridiculous. This email looks as if the project leader knows what he does and what he says and what he writes.
Yes.
This
Professional is certainly the right term. Yes. Clear, structured, professional. Yep. And express myself. Yep.
Yeah, and this is not only in the beginning. I said this is written. I thought this was written.
Yeah.
But this is not only written.
Uh-huh.
It can be also speeches
Uh-huh. Yeah.
at conferences.
Uh-huh.
Having a presentation in English, usually I survive, but inside me it's a nightmare. Because I think I could do it that much better in German or Danish.
Yeah.
In a way, I think the audience, they think it's quite okay, he managed. But
that's
inside, maybe this is a very important part too.
Yeah.
What I think and what others think.
What others think. And there, of course, the example of your exchange to the UK, where you started to relax and then felt safe and understood. So to start with, we think that it's, that we're very limited by lack of that. We'll get to that later, how you know whether you've reached your goal, but that might be one of the indicators, that feeling safe. So would you write some genres on, or rather some skills, genres as skills? So you talk about writing, seems to be an important one.
Writing is email.
Yeah.
And presentations and applications.
Yeah.
Usually I have some English-speaking colleagues to write official applications, but we could save oceans of time if I could do the draft on my own.
Yeah.
And as a presentation is both on conferences, writing articles in English.
Okay. So that's also, presentations is also writing, or is it only spoken?
Yeah, this is on a writing.
Okay, all right.
And on a speaking. Of course, this is presentations too.
Yeah.
Meetings.
Yeah.
I think this is the most important when we are on the private. Small talk when having dinner can improve, but it's not the case.
No.
I think it's obviously more interesting to talk to me in Danish or German, but I manage. That's more the official.
What about phone calls or Skype? Or
This is a very, of course, it's speaking. This
Yeah.
is a very important one.
Yeah.
Telephone.
Yeah.
Especially, usually if I have conversation at telephone or Skype with non-natives, it works.
Yeah.
But telephone calls with natives, working in my field, using a lot of terms I never heard before, this is hard. I think this is a very,
so that's an important one.
very
Do you speak on the phone a lot in your job?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, then that's certainly especially.
And Skype is.
Yeah. Yep. Telephone is the hardest of the listening genres.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Because there's no face to read.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking with natives on my field of work.
Yeah.
And this has really to do with both vocabulary and maybe also, of course, understanding has also to do with vocabulary.
Yeah.
But sometimes it even, I think I need practice in understanding people.
Yeah. Yeah.
So sometimes I think if I would see this written down, I would understand it.
Yeah.
Maybe I need more time to shorten down the time before. When I understand the sentence, I already struggle with the next one.
That actually sounds more like strategies. Just there, so there might be listening and vocabulary, but it could also be a question of managing the types of, how long it takes or the pause that you need for that not to affect confidence or the next sentence that you need to understand. What does that sound like?
I think it's both.
Yeah.
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 Okay. But very often when I then ask people to speak slower or to repeat things, so I still don't understand. And after asking 2 times,
at some point the first thing we would say with strategies is exactly clarification questions. But once you've done them a couple of times, that makes sense, then that's probably the end of the line. Okay. Anything else for professional communication? Writing, speaking?
I think these are...
Those are the important ones.
I should highlight them. Yeah, I think these are, because speaking presentations usually, I'm working at a language school, and when I know I have to make some presentations at conferences, I can run them through with a colleague.
Yeah.
So.
Would you like to put some words to that one? Expressing myself is a broader one.
And a more fluffy one, of course, maybe this also has to do a lot with expectation, with my expectation.
Yeah.
I live in my first foreign language, or my best foreign language. I can express everything in Danish as I can in my mother tongue, which is German.
Yeah.
And maybe it is in a way the gap between how I could say in Danish and how I can say in English.
Yeah.
And it was this frustration that drove me when learning Danish. I wanted to be able to say everything like I want to, and not like I'm able to.
Yeah.
So, of course, this doesn't have to do with clear structure, but I wanted be patient. Maybe this is very important, and maybe this is why it's of course easier for me to speak with other foreigners than with natives, because the other foreigners, they can't express things in the way they want to do.
Yes.
So
it's a level playing field.
Yeah.
If you have to
be patient, calm down.
Yeah.
Use body language and
again, that one's related to strategies. That could be really interesting to work on. How to get yourself in that frame of mind.
And the other thing might be, I have no idea, it might be watching, because the best thing of course would be to move to an English speaking country for a longer period. This is not possible.
No.
But maybe just to watch and listen to a lot of English, because this has also to do with emotions. It's very important for me to be able to express my emotions as precisely as possible. Doesn't have to do if I have to describe a technical term in other words. But when talking about emotions, it's important for me to be precisely. And for example, when I think my son, he's watching a lot of, what is it in English, series, like Friends and all these things, and I don't think they are that interesting to watch. But maybe I could relax and having a good time together with him and just watching them. This is more or less for free. It doesn't. I don't need to use any energy.
No.
Probably the output is not that high, but I can see people expressing their emotions.
Yes, and that matches the way that you like to learn in activity rather than in a theoretical manner.
And maybe then I could. The other thing is, I mentioned in the very beginning to have an English-speaking day. I must admit, my 12-year-old son, just watching YouTube, I think his English, when we talk about this vocabulary, is much better than mine. So we could talk about things in English, and I could learn. I think he's also good to correct me in a good manner. So I could ask him in Danish if I need some words, and he will be able to give.
So I suppose if we're talking about concrete goals, that you'll then in a minute you'll start to look at how you're going to achieve them. But if you're going to look at the concrete goals, that one's very sketched. That one is still a little bit empty. Be patient and calm down. I think you have some more words to that.
Oh, not easy, but watch TV, film, and what is important for me here is without subtitles.
Now you're onto something really important, which is how to do it. But at this point, it's also important that you describe what it is you want. So we have expressing myself and being patient. But I'm wondering what is the goal here? Might you break it down so it's easy to reach?
Being able to express feelings and emotions nearly like Danish. I know, I think if I took language test in my speaking would be about a B2. I know this is a very high A, but we can move forward to it.
Yes, no, clearly you'll find ways of doing that. And would you like to break it down further before we move on to how to do it, or is this clear enough for you as a goal? Being able to express.
It's clear enough for me as a goal. In a very busy life, I'm not sure if this is clear enough to focus on.
And to motivate.
Because I can always improve here. I can do it next year and next year and next year. In here, it might be more a pressure. My working life will be much more pleasant if I could do this.
Good.
Here, maybe it's a bit more fluffy, but on the other hand, this is what I would like to work
This
with.
is you.
This is what
Yeah.
I have to work with. But if I could move some of these things over to the others,
Yeah.
when emailing,
Yeah.
to be honest, I think one of my strengths as a project leader is my personality, and that I love people and I love working together with.
Yes.
And that means in English, my impression is I'm not as good as in other languages because of this. So if I can move this over to my emails, then I would relax. I would love writing emails because I love the people I write to.
That is excellent. So that's in fact a motivating factor. Do you want to somehow connect it so when we start at the goals, we'll know that they're not two separate things. Yeah.
Very important.
Yeah.
And of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, because this is not only about spoken. Of course, we can discuss. Most of my emails there are kind of spoken.
Yeah.
It's not formal.
No.
Presentations are more formal, but also in presentations, I think, of course, I should ask the audience and not say it, but I think my strengths in presentations is, of course, I know about the things the presentation is about, but I think my strength, again, is my personality.
Yes.
That I'm usually quite relaxed and also I'll be able to make fun of myself when having a presentation, not being so serious always.
Yeah.
But anyway, being professional.
Yeah.
And again.
And you need your personality in your professional language.
Yeah. And I feel when having presentations in English, I feel I just have to concentrate to focus on content because I'm not able to do the other things.
You changed body language. That was really expressive. You put your head down when it's about the content. It made me think that presentations, there's a whole communicative aspect which doesn't have to do with words, and that's non-verbals. That is how physically do you look in the room.
And it could be really fun to see me having a presentation in English and in Danish or German. Yeah. I'm absolutely convinced you will see two totally, completely different persons.
Is that something you want to explore? That's fascinating. Because you want to express yourself, you want to be yourself in this professional setting. Now, if yourself, the self that you are, is radically different between German and an English presentation, and if you saw that, perhaps you'd be able to identify some of the ways that you can change it non-verbally as well as verbally.
I think this is very, very important. It has to be patient and calm down.
Yeah.
Of course, when I compare to others, I have seen so many colleagues making marvelous presentations with a very, very poor English, an English which is much poorer than mine.
Yeah.
But they can do it because they believe in it.
Yeah.
Maybe because they don't care about that they are not able, and so they are able to do it.
Yeah. There is, we'll see if it interests you, but there are techniques about, presentation technique that isn't just about presenting information, but that is about, if you have yourself in German, and he is expressive, communicative, Christoph, looking at an audience sitting here, engaging in a calm way, and if you feel that what's happening here is that you're more focused on something or material, that means that your face is turned somewhere else, or your eyes are elsewhere, or you act physically in a different way, then that is something you can change without your language changing. So it's possible to work on various fronts on your language, and you feel at the moment that your language is key to feeling safe. But it may be some of this stuff can be incorporated if you're interested and motivated towards that. And that's specifically for oral presentations. So it's a small area.
Yeah, you are the coach, but to me this is not only oral presentation. When writing emails, this is writing these emails in Danish, joking and being relaxed and being very personal, I think. This is writing them in English.
Okay.
Focusing on just information, just to provide information and over and out.
Yeah, getting it sent.
Yeah.
That means that somehow some words about these two states would be good. You're being clear about it because this is your goal then, if I hear you correctly, for your professional writing in general.